Good day, good evening, good morning. Hey, regardless of what it is, you clicked on the right video with the right guy to give you your Pelicans coverage. Pelicans Daily presented by Fan Arch. I'm your host, Dylan Bruton. Make sure to like, share, subscribe. When you're here with Dill, you know the drill. What's gotta be said don't gotta be said. Let's get right to it. So, hey, I just want to say this. I'm gonna put out a PSA. Pelican debrief. Stop it! Please! Oh my God, I was looking through Pelican debrief yesterday and today. Nothing but negative articles. Nothing. And I say this with all love. Chris Lambert, if you're watching this, Andy Quake, if you're watching this. Please confirm to the viewers that you've ever played basketball in your life. Because over here, crying and having a heart attack over the Rockets signing Dorian Finney-Smith. Really? That's what we doing? That's what we doing? Really? Having a heart attack about the Bucks signing Miles Turner? Really? That's what we doing? That's what we doing? That's cool? That's how we getting down? Having a heart attack about, Nickeil Alexander going to the Hawks? That's what we doing? Like, be for real. Please be for real. Ain't no way you played AAU, travel team, club ball, YMC, church league, high school, middle school. I'm just going on and on. And you want to talk about blowing the team up and that all hope is lost. Over those three signings? Give me a break. Like, I'm actually like fake enraged. You know what the kids say, rage bait? You got me. You got me. You got me high. You got me tight. Really? You wanna jump ship? You wanna throw in the towel? Man, please. That is the most terry cloth, cowardly thing I'd ever seen in my life. And I got respect for both of those guys. I do. But give me a break, yo. You, like, if you remember in Don't Be a Menace, he's like, man, you sound like a, you know what? Like, respectfully, I'ma say that. Like, yo, it's not even, the Summer League hasn't even happened. Preseason schedule just got announced. And you worried about some damn Nickeil Alexander Walker, Dorian Finney-Smith, and Miles Turner. After the offseason that we've been having so far. After the roster that we are building so far. Please shut up. With all love. But please shut up. Just, I don't want to, like what did Anakin say? I don't want to hear from Obi-Wan. I don't want to hear about Obi-Wan anymore. I don't want to hear talk like that. Can you give us something positive? Can you give us something to be excited for? Like, man, point on the, I don't got a doll, but point on the doll to where you've been hurt. Because you sound mighty soft. You sound mighty cowardly and terry cloth. Like, what the hell y'all talking about? What the helly? What the Halliburton? What the? Give me a break, y'all. Man, I was like, I ain't never seen two writers be more scared and soft about some mid signings. I'm not saying they're bad, but the needle is not being moved with them guys. Miles Turner did not have a good finals. I like Miles Turner, but he did not have a good finals outside on the defensive end. If he even made like 40% of his shots, the Pacers win. Then you worried about the Bucks getting him. Please get out of here. I like Nickeil Alexander Walker. Shout out to him, SGA's cousin. He's a role player. Dorian Finney-Smith, great 3-and-D guy. We got Jordan Poole, because I forgot to bring him up last episode. We got it's a pool party. 20-point scorer. 2022 champion. Dog. And you worried about some damn Miles Turner, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and Dorian Finney-Smith. Have some shame. Have some shame. Give me a break, y'all. Like, what Stephen A. Smith be saying? I am so disgusted. That's how I was. So I was like, you know what? I'm not even gonna use some news from them today. You're on timeout. Go in the corner. Go in the corner. Sit down. You know, I feel like dude in that one Martin episode when he was at the unemployment office. He said, "Man, sit your down. Like, get out of here, man. You just show that you ain't never played no ball. If you worried about them three being signed and that, like, oh, please. Just because we're not a guaranteed title contender this upcoming year does not mean there's need for all this pessimism and all this, oh my God, oh, they signed Dorian Finney-Smith, they signed Miles Turner, oh my God, oh, Nickeil, man, get out of here with that, please. Please, please, go touch grass. Get off your computer. Go touch grass. Go to a local YMCA. Learn how to make a left-handed layup. Something. Do something that produces testosterone. Because that was the most tofu, soybean-ish I've ever seen in my life. And I'm a brother who did performing arts growing up, okay? I had folks try me. Yeah, me. So get out of here with that. Don't talk about the Big Easy like that. The Big Easy built and cut different, making the city look soft, making the state look soft. I'm disgusted, sick. Go lift some weights. Go do some yard work. Go do something. Cause all this soft negativity. Yeah, because that's all it is. It's passive. It's passive as hell. Nah, we don't need that. We don't need that. I'm not calling for you to lose your job. I never want to take food off another man's plate. Never that. We don't do that around here. But that was the most cowardly stuff I done seen in a long time. You know what I'm saying? I was just disgusted. So I had to get that off my chest. Sorry, y'all. It's been a couple videos since I got on my unk bag and got on my soapbox for real. But I was just disgusted, bro. I was disgusted. I was like, this is why we need to punch kids in the chest a little bit more. We do. Because that was pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. So, anyway, now, shout out to Club 520. By far one of the dopest podcasts, even though my son Jeff Teague was bugging with that Zion take that he's gonna retire. He's gonna be retired before the age of 30. I ain't Jeff, you my guy. I really rock with you heavy, but nah. And credit, Behan and Wells, we're pushing back on it. So and even Marquise. So, but Jeff, you my guy, but nah. I can't co-sign that one. But y'all some of the realists, because y'all speak that real-ish. That people who actually hooped, people who actually been around the game, people who have been in the environment where you really had to grind and prove yourself, really been with the Lions, the Mohicans. Y'all speak that. So I appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? Truly. And they were giving my guy Jeremiah Fears all the flowers and props possible. Behan said the Pelicans won the draft. Yeah, I think so. Like, look, yeah, it's great that Brooklyn got all them picks and turn them into, a bunch of, they're trying to build their own little San Antonio Spurs of the 2000s with all these foreign international players. But we got three brothers from the backyard out here in the States who showed and proved. And they come from different walks of life. Two freshmen and a super senior. And yet they're all dogs. That is the universal thing about all three of them. They're all dogs. We got some dogs on our team. We got some guys who are going to go out there this year and fight for every loose ball, fight for every possession, and go out there wanting to murk their opponent. Foot on neck season. BTA. If that's not the mentality, then don't do it. Don't. Bryson Tiller. Don't. I don't want to see weak play. I don't want to see haphazard, lackadaisical effort. I don't. If you're not giving your 100%, then don't. Just don't bother. Sit down. Sit your $5 before I make change. On my Nino-ish, right? So, shout out to Club 520 for recognizing and believing in the vision. And Jeff Teague did say they need to let Jeremiah Fears play. And I'm in full agreement with that. We do. Now, he's going to have to earn the job. Make no mistake. Jordan Poole is not just going to give the job, especially given how similar they are as players. Jose is not going to just give the backup point guard role. DeJounte is, when he comes back healthy, whether we put him at the 2 or whether he goes to the 1, he's not just going to give Jeremiah Fears anything either. But knowing Jeremiah Fears, knowing the type of player that he is, he's going to go out there and play with that dog mentality, that chip on his shoulder. And that's exactly why we picked him at pick 7. The talent, undeniable. The bucket, shot creation ability, undeniable. The defensive ability, undeniable. The athleticism, the shooting. Because I'm not worried about his shooting percentages. He's a good shooter. He's got a good form. He can make shots contested or catch and shoot. Because some of these guys that people be like, oh, they're a great shooter. Okay, what's going to happen when the hand is in their face, though? Right? When they got somebody up in their grill. And granted, hand checking is no longer a thing, but things are kind of shifting back to being a little bit more physical. Adam Silver has seen, people do not want to see a run and gun 3-point contest. That's boring. It gets old. Where's that physical play? That's what the fans have been missing. We want the feeling to be restored. We want to see guys go out there and earn a bucket because it hits more. It's special when you see someone out there who's really nice and can get a bucket on any defense. It hits different. Versus you being like, you nice. I guess, word the Hove going, yeah, he's all right, but he's not real. But Jeremiah Fears is that deal, okay? Jeremiah Fears is that deal. And this Summer League, he is going to show out. He's my pick to win Summer League MVP. I don't think that's crazy. I think he's going to go out there and cook. I think he's going to have a field day, and if he's anything like Jordan Poole, Sin City, when he looks at that crowd, he's going to unlock another gear. But he's a very focused player. I'm not. But he's got the swag. He's got the energy. He's got the moxie. He's got that star ability. He wore 0 in college, and he's wearing it again in the league. 0 fears. He ain't never scared. We're the Bone Crusher. So, yeah. I want to, give Club 520 their flowers because they some real ones. Salute. And that's the thing. Like I say, as a guy who, I didn't get, my athletic career didn't go to where it wanted to go, right? It's kind of hard nowadays because there seems to be like a huge gap between the non-player journalists and then the athletes turned journalists, right? And as someone who got the degree in journalism, someone who, has big goals and aspirations in the sports journalism world, I try to be a bridge between both because I played sports. I played with guys that are in the league now or, overseas or play D1, right? But I also come from the traditional journalism background. But it seems to be there's like a divide. And it's almost like a Revenge of the Nerds type of thing. And I'm a nerd myself. I mean, look, you see my background. I got Avatar, I got superhero stuff, in addition to all the sports stuff. I don't hide. I rock what I rock. I'm me. And if you don't like me, then, Bernie Mac quote in House Party 2. That's how I feel. I don't care if you don't like me. Cool. Move out the way so the people who do and see me can pour into me. But it's too many people who ain't never picked up a ball that talk with all this authority. Talk like they know the game. And you can tell when someone's actually came up playing, there's a difference in the way that they write and cover the sport. There's actually some bit of context, of actual lived experience. Like, I don't want to hear from you if you've never felt the feeling of losing a game or winning a big game. Like, there's nothing like it. Nothing like it being out there with your brothers. There's nothing like it. Win or lose, that builds you. That stays with you forever. To this day, I still got friends from when I was 10, 11 years old. You know what I'm saying? Those days and years never left me. I didn't get to have the glory stories that I wanted to, but I had a lot of great experiences overall, and it made me fall deeper in love with the game of basketball. And that's who I try to speak for. The passionate basketball fans, the hoop heads, the ones who are self-aware to recognize, I can't speak with an authority more than a former player, but I know what I'm talking about when it comes to the game. I've done the research, I've done the homework, and I've been around the game. I've been around the environment. I know how to spot a good player. Because you got like the analytics era, man. I'm sorry, again, it's all too many nerds. Too many nerds. I'm a nerd myself. Do you not see my background? But some of y'all be talking about all these advanced stats. We wasn't talking like that at the barbershop. We was not. We weren't talking like that on the court. We weren't talking like that in the cafeteria. If you were, you would get clowned. They'd be like, man, whose man's is this? Get him out of here. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. You're freaking out of here. Shout out to Mike Epps. Like, nobody want to hear that. Plus and minus. Give me a break. How many points do you average? How many rebounds do you get? How many steals, assists, blocks? What are your field goal percentages? What are your three-point percentages, free throws? If you're going to bring stats, bring concrete numbers, and bring an actual analysis from having watched and studied. Because if not, I don't want to hear what you got to say. I don't. I will tune you out. I will tune you out. I have been around some of the smartest basketball minds, and I'm not flexing. I'm not over here trying to, no flex, zone, no flex, zone. They know better. They know better. Kill them. I'm not trying to flex. I've been blessed. I went to a lot of basketball camps growing up. I got to be around a lot of brilliant basketball minds, and I picked up so much about the game. So much. Stuff that still sticks with me to this day. To this day! Shout out to Deontay Wilder. I did meet him. Really cool dude. Really cool dude. But yeah, like I'm blessed that I was able to be around the game. Even though it didn't get to turn into what I want, it never left me. That love never left me. Never. And my future kids are gonna be annoyed. That's why for me, I only like the athletic women because you gotta be obsessed about sports too. My world revolves way too much around sports for me to be with someone who doesn't care about sports. It just does not work. It just don't work like that. So yeah. So it's just too many nerds. I'm a nerd myself. So like, trust me, I'm not speaking out of turn. I'm not speaking out of pocket, out of hand. I'm speaking from a genuine place. That's all. So I just get that off my chest. But between those articles and just between the coverage on us, I ain't rocking with it. Like what do these people in the media know more about the game than President Dumars and Troy Weaver? What have you done for the game of basketball? What have you impacted? What innovation have you been a part of? What have you achieved? Let's look at your resume. Because you throwing stones out of a glass house. And if you got a glass jaw, you should watch your mouth. Shout out to 50. Like, I don't want to hear what you got to say and talk about if it's not coming from an actual perspective of lived experience. You can read a book about basketball. Cool. But what can you tell me about the game from having played? And you don't have to have played college ball or pro ball. But did you ever play? Was you ever in your backyard, dreaming about making a game winner in a game 7? If you never had hoop dreams, then I don't want to hear from you. Simple and plain. That's my mentality. If you never had hoop dreams, then I don't want to hear a damn thing you got to say about the game of basketball. There's nothing you can tell me. There's nothing you know more than me or any of the great basketball minds that I'm around in the industry, coaching or actively playing. There's nothing. You're not surpassing any of them 3 things. You're not. And you ain't surpassing me because I know my stuff. I used to win trivia contests. There's videos out there in the ethosphere of me in like middle school at different basketball events. And I was the young kid getting asked questions about history from the 60s and 70s. I was born in 1998. And I'm answering questions that kids my age have no idea about. None. I live this. It's in me. It's what it's what I'm about. It's what I pour into with this. It's passion. I've been through the passion. I've been through pain. I had 2 knee surgeries. Tore both my meniscuses. You want to know why I didn't get to go where I went? Because of that. Mentally, at that time, I talk all the time about your mindset. I talk all the time about being able to go through adversity, pushing through. I was young. It was a lot on me mentally to go through what I went through. But I'm still here. My love for the game never died. And that's why with every video that I do, I want y'all to feel that same love. I want you to feel that passion, that hunger, because I've seen every single side of it. Damn near. I just didn't get to reach the levels and heights that I wanted to. But that's okay. Sometimes in life, you're going to be a better coach. You're going to be a vessel. And you're going to pay it forward for someone else. And there's a reason why people ask me my perspectives and ask for my takes and ask me to collaborate. Ask me to help them with their writing. I'm not flexing or trying to pump myself up. It's just no. I love the game. I live the game. I eat, sleep, and breathe it. And if that's not your mindset, if that's not the energy that you carry, I don't want to hear from you. And it speaks to why there's the lack of the optimism. It speaks to why there is that fear. And yo, like Jeremiah, there's 0 over here. Rhyming accidentally. All right. I gave y'all a little bit about my life. I gave y'all a little bit about me, but we got to keep it going. So, there we go. Sorry, y'all. But hey, like I said, man, I'm me. Ask anybody about me. I am me unapologetically, without a doubt. And y'all peep. And I'm glad that y'all rock with me for being me. Because if I couldn't be me, then hey, what are we doing? But we're desperate. So you know what? Shout out to Pelicans Sports Illustrated. They don't have the same output that Pelican Debrief does. They tend to comment on players that happen to play on the Pelicans and just whatever they're doing, what sandwich they ordered. I'm being facetious, but if I could give an objective critique, it will be, hey, can y'all cover more news related to our roster or stuff we're doing? That's where Pelican Debrief to me is just slightly ahead. That's what I like with. That's what I like. Look, I say all that I said about Chris and Andy. Like, they're great writers. They are. As a journalist, I respect them. I do. I respect anyone who comes from the craft and the art. It's a dying art. It's a dying craft. So I'm someone who still upholds it. I'm not over here saying that media should be gone and it should only be former players. No. But I think if you're gonna speak with authority on something, then you had to have, you know, put in some time and effort yourself. Otherwise, that's just misplaced narcissism. That's just you just ego tripping. And when you tripping, someone else is gonna catch you slipping. That's how I look at it. That's how I was raised. But Will Desper doing his thing, man. Doing it. He got some really good articles. Definitely check him out. He wrote an article based on a Brett Siegel Clutch Points report that the Lakers have called about Eve Miss, and they've called about a trade. And they think that due to us being as aggressive as we were on draft night and in general, that we're going to go for something. LA, we don't want nobody on your team unless you want to give us Luka or Austin Reeves or LeBron. I mean, they're not going to, they're not. But you're not doing any of those things. We good. Well, what did Colin Coward say? Yo, Bron, we got Ben Simmons. Go home. We're good. That was crazy. That was crazy. Now, shout out to LSU. Personally, I never saw the Ben Simmons hype. I'm just gonna sit and say that. I never did. Anybody who you're a 6'10" point forward with not even a semblance of a jumper, not even a midi. Like, people talk about Zion's game not having, not being a shooter, whatever. Like, Zion can get a bucket. Zion can shoot if need be. Do y'all not remember his first game against the Spurs? And he can. It's got to be more consistent. He's got to develop it. I've been saying Zion needs to watch some David West film or some Alonzo Mourning film or even some Larry Johnson. You know what I'm saying? Just expand the range just a little bit more from mid-range to three. But Ben Simmons had no bag. He was getting off with his athleticism, his ball handling ability. Great point forward, but people over here next to LeBron, I'm like, that's an insult to LeBron. Do I think LeBron is the greatest scorer? No. No, there's a lot of guys I put ahead of LeBron as far as pure bucket getters, but LeBron had a bag coming into the league. There's a reason why he came into the league averaging 20 a game. I knew that was not Ben Simmons' ceiling unless he developed the jumper. And I'm not being fooled by your training videos in the offseason. I'm not. You're not getting me. You're just not. That's fool's gold. Who was it? Was it Captain America or Hawkeye who was like, that's bait? Oh, no, never mind. That was Tom Hardy in Mad Max. He's like, that's bait. I'm not being fooled or moved. But anyway, there's nobody that we want on that LA roster. I'm sorry. Y'all want Eve, right? Because you need a big man. You need a center. Yeah, you got our boy Jackson Hayes, and how's that working out for you? There's a reason why we were quick to part ways. No diss to Jackson. No diss. I really hope Jackson figures it out. I do like Jackson, as a guy, and I'm hoping he finds his footing, he figures it out, but nah, you ain't getting Eve. You don't have any first round picks. There's nothing that you can do for us. Nothing. Unless you can go bring us a 25-year-old Kareem, a 25-year-old Magic, a 25-year-old Kobe, rest in peace. You know what I'm saying? You see where I'm going? We don't want nobody on your team. We don't. So, we'll pick up a call. We'll hear you. We'll give you the time of the day and respect, but this is not Godfather. There's no offer that we're going to refuse. And if we do, then hey, sue me. But nah. President Dumars and Troy Weaver have been around the game too much to be fooled by some sleazy car salesman tactics. Look at how Rob Pelinka's moving, man. You know, I'm gonna just go out and say it. He is lucky that he was Kobe's agent, because there's zero reason for him to still be around. Zero. Like, the Lakers are not. He got gifted, Luka. Gifted. That's a take for another time. But like, you ruined that 2020 team. You had a good foundation. You could have went back to back and you blew it up. For what? For what? So why would we want to do business with you knowing you don't have a real legitimate track record of success? Yeah, you're in the playoffs and you're getting bounced out. And you're the Lakers. Everybody and their mama talks about the Lakers. Oh, the Lakers, LA, big city of dreams. Shout out to Capone Noriega. But like, I don't care. I don't care. You won a bubble ring. They call it the Mickey Mouse ring. Last time y'all won a ring that people like truly remembered and gave a damn about was when Unc was alive, when Kobe Bean Bryant was alive. 2010 finals. So no. I'm going to give y'all the same treatment that Rick Pitino gave the Celtics in the late 90s. Larry Bird is not walking through that door. Robert Parrish is not walking through that door. Kevin McHale is not walking through that door. Dennis Johnson is not walking through that door. The guys that we would want are not on your roster. There's not. There's just nobody. And if somebody could show me on the team that we really want, maybe a Jared Vanderbilt, maybe. But not giving up Eve for that, for a Jared. No, I like Jared Vanderbilt, but no. I like Rui. Not giving up Eve for Rui. Eve still has a high ceiling. He wasn't expected to have the season he had. 9 a game, 8 boards, 3 assists, 1.5 blocks. As a raw rookie, as a guy that people were saying was a reach. You know, shout out to Bryson Graham for making that pick. I'm not giving that credit to David Griffin. I'm giving the credit to Bryson Graham for that. So, nah. Nah. Chief Keef. Nah. You know, like, there's nobody in your team that I want. Nobody. And if there's someone on the Lakers roster that y'all legitimately want, look, put them down there in the comments. But I'm more than certain y'all feel my sentiment. You feel my energy. Ain't nobody on that team. Ain't nobody. Shout out to Shaka Khan. But there's nobody on your team that I want. Nobody. If anything, we should be trying to, we're in a position where you got to come to us. You got to talk to us nice. And there's nobody on that team that I want. Nobody. So, anyway. But, speaking of those Lakers, we play them in our second game in the Summer League. I'm gonna do a game by game, like, of different, of our matchups and the players that we're gonna be going against. But we play against the Lakers on July 12th in the Summer League. That's gonna be a big game. One thing about Vegas, I don't know if anybody's ever been there, but there's a lot of Lakers fans in Vegas, a lot. So that game's gonna be, regardless of anything, that game is gonna be packed. That game's gonna be a movie. Even though the Lakers, they picked a dude, Thiero, who I like, from Arkansas, played under Coach Calipari, first at Kentucky, and then he made the move with Coach Cal. But it's the Lakers. Obviously, people are gonna pop out. People are gonna be mobbing and whatnot. Hoping that LeBron will pull up. Hoping Luka will pull up. Hoping Austin Reeves will pull up. But Yahoo, they did a whole. They listed our schedule and preseason schedule. Other videos coming up. I'm gonna cover our preseason schedule. I like our preseason schedule though. If anybody went and checked, that is available online. So go check it out. And if you live near, pull up to a game, support. It's nothing like being, even if it's a preseason game, there's nothing like being in an NBA environment. I can't tell y'all enough. I love football, and seeing football up close is amazing. Top tier experience. But basketball live, to me, is the best sport to watch live, by far. I think football is best to watch on a TV. Or like in a skybox, if you balling like that, if you got it like that. I know some of y'all some big willies, some of y'all some big spenders and high rollers. But you can't. There's nothing like being in a stadium for a basketball game. I've been blessed. I've been able to see so many great NBA talent up close and personal. So it's awesome. Definitely, if you get a chance, try to do it. But Richie Mills, he listed our schedule. Obviously, a couple videos ago, I talked about the Timberwolves, and the matchups of, with Johan Behringer, Jalen Clark, and Leonard Miller, and how they match up with Derek Queen, Jeremiah Fears, and Micah Peavy. But the Lakers matchup, I'm very interested in. Very. Why? Well, a couple guys that I'm interested in that they're gonna be that they got on their roster. And I want to see what happens with them. I want to see, what takes form and what takes shape. But they got Trey Jamison, right, the third, who was briefly on our team last year, played 16 games with us, averaging, nearly 2.5 a game, 3 boards, and nearly an assist on 47%, 47% from the field, 38% from free throw though. This all best of luck to him, but that's not gonna cut it. 38% from the free throw line, brother. We gotta get in the gym. We free points, free, but not our problem anymore. That's just not our problem. He's not on our team no more. But there's nothing like playing against your former team. So I'm intrigued. I'm very intrigued. And I think that's going to be a good matchup for Derek Queen, right? He's Trey Jamison is 6'11", 270. He's built. He's built like, your quintessential back to the basket big. And I think that's going to be a good matchup for Derek Queen. I think that, with Derek Queen, people want to see, okay, you're not undersized, but you're not as big of a center as some of these other guys. But how do you match up with that? How do you play to your strengths and abilities? And I think that with Derek Queen's ability to create off the dribble, to pass, to play in the post, and to use his body and to space the floor, I got faith that he's winning that matchup every time. I do. So you can count that as a dub right there. They got my guy RJ Davis. Now, RJ Davis, as a Duke fan, I'm very tough on the UNC players because they hype up UNC players every year. And I always love reminding, because I got a lot of, I got some ties in NC, and I love reminding my friends, y'all ain't had an all-star since Vince Carter. The year I was born, 98 class. You ain't had an all-star since. Harrison Barnes. Oh, that's Kobe. Man, I never saw that. Never. And I don't just say that because I met Harrison Barnes and he was kind of a tool. He might have been having a bad day, but he treated me like I told him, hey brother, go back to school. You ain't ready for the league. So that's my villain origin story. But yeah, they ain't had an all-star in a while. A long while. You might have the better teams in the sense of y'all play better team ball together. But you've not had a star since 1998. Michael Jordan is not walking through that door. James Worthy is not walking through that door. Even Antoine Jameson is not walking through that door. Phil Ford, I'm going back. Like I said, I'm a vinyl deep cut record type of guy. I know my history. Okay? Yeah, those days are the old. Jerry Stackhouse not walking through the door. Rasheed Wallace. Them days are gone. Gone. You know? That's why I kind of wanted to see AJ. I did, like crazy as it is, I wanted to see AJ DeBancer go to UNC. He would have been their first actual star because he's going to be a star. I say it with all confidence. That kid has got it. That young man is special. He is the truth. He would have been a perfect star for them. But RJ Davis, though. I like RJ Davis, just like how I like Cole Anthony. You know what I'm saying? Scoring guards, bucket getters, fearless, aggressive. And I think that's the perfect matchup for Jeremiah Fears. RJ Davis, this past year, averaged 17 a game, 3 boards, nearly 4 assists, shot 41% from the field, 35 from 3, and 87 from the free throw line. For his career, averaged about 16 a game, 4 boards, 3 assists, and a steal on, again, 42% shooting, 37 from 3, 86 from the free throw line. Now, RJ Davis I like, but me and RJ Davis are like the same height. So, Jeremiah Fears, you better win that matchup. He's 6'4". Dunk on that man. Please. Cook him. Barbecue chicken. Like, I love that matchup, though, because you have 2 scoring guards who put up similar numbers. You want to know the difference, though? Jeremiah did that as a freshman. RJ, all credit to him, but he put up those numbers as a senior. It's a little different when the young guy is putting up those numbers and plays well in the tournament. It hits different because that just means the ceiling is higher. It is what it is. I mean, look, as someone who's 26, I'm young, but I'm not that young. I don't get the same type of excuses that I would have gotten at age 21, and definitely don't at 18. There's an expectation of responsibility, principle, and sorry, y'all, my face a little bit itchy. There's just an expectation of, you need to do and be more at 26 going on 27. So with RJ Davis, I do hope that he's able to stick around the league. I do hope that he gets signed with the Lakers. Like, I really do. I think he would, they need some scoring off the bench. They need a spark plug guy. And I hope he shows out. But I want Jeremiah winning that matchup. I do. Now, we'd also be remiss to not mention Mr. Bronny James. LeBron Raymond James Jr., son of the one and only LeBron James. Bronny last year averaged 2 points a game, nearly a rebound and an assist on 31% from the field, 28 from 3, and 79% from the free throw line. Now, I'm not going to get into is he going to be a star, because I can answer you right now. No, I don't see that. As I said, he would have made a star safety. Oh, my God. We could have used him in New Orleans. I'm not going to lie. That would have been so tough. Him rocking the number 6. Woo! You can't rock number 9. That's Bree's number. Nah. Oh, he rocking 23 now that Sean Lattimore ain't there no more. Like, that would have been fire. But he chose the hoops route. Ball is life. I'm rooting for Bronny, though, right? The young man came back from nearly dying. And he was able to, he showed flashes in different moments to show, okay, he's not going to be a star, but he can have like an Avery Bradley, George Hill, Miles McBride type of career. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think Bryce is going to be the better pro, personally. And there's no guarantee he's going to be a star either, just because he's got the height that LeBron got. But I'm intrigued and excited to see what he does. With Bronny, yeah, I think he's an intelligent player. He's very fundamentally sound. I do personally feel like, LeBron should have taken a page out of Gilbert Arenas' book and put him in a public school so he could, learn how to be the man, learn how to cook. I feel like he's so fundamentally sound and used to playing around like other guys. I mean, him and Brandon Boston was at Sierra Canyon with him, right? He's used to being in a system like that But you got to learn how to be a dog. You got to learn how to be the man. And I think Cam and Mace on It Is What It Is. Shout out to them. Also, goated podcast. Um, Mace was like, he talked about in 300, like, y'all remember, they would send the young boys to the wild. And if they came back, they were Spartans. They proved themselves. And I agree that, yeah, Bron should have taken him, to Inglewood, taking him to Gardenia, taking him to Compton, taking him to Watts, taking him to them little rougher spots, if you know California, taking him to Oakland, and let him get his chops. Let him build that. Let him build that toughness, because that's character building right there. You go through something when you in environments hooping. I was lucky that I got to in different times in different tournaments and stuff like that, and it added an edge to my game that was needed. Because when I played, I mean, yeah, you look at me, you wouldn't think that I played as physical and aggressive as I do, as I did. I mean, then I go to the gym. I still be playing hard. I still hustle. I die for a loose ball. People are like, dude, it's not that serious. I'm like, what you mean? I'm trying to win. Y'all not trying to win? So, yeah. But for Bronny, he's going to be, go on there to prove himself. But Jeremiah, you know what to do. You know what to do, my guy. Go out there and cook. Go out there and cook. Use your height. Use your skill. Do what must be done. That's me and my Palpatine. Do what must be done. Do not hesitate. Show no mercy. Although that don't really sound like Palpatine. That sounds like somebody else. And the last play. Oh, sorry. The last two players that I want to talk about that I feel like are going to be interesting matchups for us. First, Julian Reese. Shout out to Julian Reese. That is the younger brother of Angel Reese. Shout out to Angel Reese too. Angel Reese has been balling. Can we stop this narrative that, she's not good? Is she a bucket getter? Is she a Aja Wilson? No, that's not her game. She's more in that like type of Joakim Noah type of mode, but that's fine. When she locks in the gym, that mic and drill, and she, takes the lessons that she, learned with Lisa Leslie and gets that bag right, watch out. She's going to show you why they called her the Bayou Baddie. Why she won a natty. You know what I'm saying? Her and Flaw J. Special. I got to meet Flaw J. Amazing person. I'm rooting for her. Can't wait to see her hit the W. I'm just so excited right now seeing the W and seeing the growth. I just got to say that. It's so awesome to see. You know what I'm saying? You can't beat it. You can't beat it. But Julian Reese, Derek Queen's teammate at Maryland, averaged 13 a game, 9 boards, a steal, 1.5 blocks, 55% from the field, 74% from the free throw line. And for his career averaged 11, 8, a steal, a block, 56% from the field, 60 from the free throw line. Got compared to a guy like Taj Gibson, which I think is a good comparison for him, right? Physical, plays bigger than his size, can keep you honest with the mid-range game. Isn't a floor spacer from 3, but, he plays tough. He plays above the rim well, and he rebounds hard. I wouldn't have been, opposed for us to have looked his way. I really liked what I saw out of him. I was very impressed. He's a very poised player. I feel like him and Derek were such a good combo because, Derek had a little bit more of the offensive polish while Julian was more of the athlete defender. But I'm rooting for Julian Reese. I am. I think he's got a bright future, and I hope the Lakers give him a legitimate shot. I mean, all these guys that I'm bringing up, I want to make it clear. I want them all to succeed, even Trey. You know what I'm saying? Trey, Trey on Instagram be spreading the word of God, and I love seeing that from my young athletes. I do. It's very important. And I know everyone isn't, but for me, in my foundation, that matters to me. So I'm rooting for everyone that I'm bringing up. I'm rooting for. Hey, there's no hate in my heart. There's no me, throwing stones. I want to see these young men succeed. I want to see them, because again, I ain't hating on another man for providing for himself and his family and living out a dream that I had and so many of us who love the game have. But I'm very excited to see that matchup with him and Derek Queen, right? You got two guys that played together last year, were both instrumental to the success of Maryland, and there's a love there. But now they're approaching it from a different side, so that's a really interesting storyline. I'm very excited to see what comes about from that. And then last but not least, Adu Thiero, who was drafted 36 by the Nets, but they traded him for second round consideration to the Lakers. And I think that was actually a good move by the Lakers. I do. I think, they need more depth. They need more defenders. They need more athleticism. And he does that all well. He played at Kentucky for the first part of his career. Wasn't really able to crack the starting lineup necessarily. Brief his second year, he started getting more minutes as an off the bench guy. But then he goes to Arkansas and he turns it up even more. Averages 15 a game, 6 boards, 2 steals, 55% from the field, 26% from three. So that's it's a little rough. And 69% from the free throw line. And for Micah, I like that matchup for him a lot. There's a lot of similarities of like they're dogs, hard-nosed players, aggressive, balls to the wall. You know what I'm saying? They're going to play you tough. He's been compared to guys like Jay Crowder, Stanley Johnson, Nas Little, and Taurean Prince. And I think those are all good comparisons for him. You know what I'm saying? Hard-nosed role player. If he expands his three-point game, he becomes more consistent because he's got a nice jump shot for him. It's possible. He could be a really good 3-and-D for the Lakers. And given, Luka's amazing, but that man don't play much defense. He's kind of a traffic cone out there. They're going to need to surround Luka and whoever else that they build for the future with athletic defenders. You just have to. You have to look at the strengths and weaknesses of your roster, and even with your star players, it's no different. So for Micah, I think that's a perfect matchup for him, right? Micah, to me, he's a better shooter. He shot 40% from three. He's got a deeper bag. Neither of them are great from the free throw line. That is an area that they both got to work on. But Micah is a dog as well. I got faith that Micah's winning that matchup too. I do. I think actually of all the matchups, I think Julian is going to give the most amount of problems to Derek Queen of all. But I'm excited to see what happens with Adu versus Micah. But hey, Easy Peavy or Big Easy Peavy, whatever it goes, I'm excited. I'm very excited, and y'all should be too. All right, this video is going on a little long, but it's all good because I'm responding to y'all. Hey. First off, I just want to say once again, thank you so much. Thank y'all for the support endlessly and tremendously. It goes a long way. I read every comment, and I love it. Love it all. The good, the bad, the ugly, it don't matter. First, I got to shout out my guy, Reginald Joseph 2892. I enjoy truth and positive vibes. Keep pushing. That's much love. That's all I try to bring. I try to bring the truth and nothing but the truth and positive vibes. I want y'all to be fired up. That's the only way that this fan base and we grow is if we get fired up, is we have that competitiveness. That's the only way that we reach that echelon where we're mentioned amongst those top tier teams. So appreciate it. And I love this username. Walk for Jesus International. This 269 said, I like your podcast, my brother. Positivity, a real fan of the team. Thank you for your insight and team updates. We need more of this for sure. Hey, that's love. Again, I walk for Jesus too. So I'm with you on that journey, my brother. Thank you. That's all I try to. I try to give a real perspective, genuine, rooted in the love. Right? I've talked about that 2008 team a lot. CP3, David West, Tyson Chandler, Mo P. Shoot, even Darius Sangalia. Yeah, like I said. I dig deep in the crates. I do. Ask about me. I know my hoops. And I know team. I know the team history. I do. So that's all I try to bring. I just try to bring a perspective that's genuine, that's real. I'll get to more of a basketball comment, and then there's one more comment that I'm gonna respond to. Lower 9 for life. If Zion plays 70 games, we will be good. Yo, I agree. Because 25, 7-5 in a 70-game season, All-Star, All-NBA at least second team. And that's those are numbers of a guy who's going to lead you to a playoffs. Make no mistake. They are. So I'm with that. Zion, just like I said, I got love for Zion. I got love for Zion like a family member. I go to bat for Zion. But like I said, put the beignets down and get some broccoli. That's all. You know what I'm saying? Get some lean chicken. You know what I'm saying? A little more carrots and less lobster. You know what I'm saying? I get it though. That New Orleans food is good. I'm hungry right now. But I think as long as he stays healthy, as long as he's focused and he keeps expanding his game, adds the mid-range game to keep the defense more honest and keep himself healthier. I mean, I don't even think it's that crazy to look at Zion being a potential dark horse MVP. Think about all the hate that's been spewed on him, all the talk about him not being focused on the game and stuff like that. The type of guy that Zion is, he's a big anime fan. He knows all about those redemption arcs. I don't think it's crazy to put Zion in the dark horse category of an MVP candidate this year. Stays healthy. You know what I'm saying? There's a new sheriff in town with President Dumars, and he loves Zion. He has been going to bat for Zion since he got the job. I think, and this is the best team that Zion has had. This is. It's the keys are yours, bro. I might swerve in that corner. Whoa, shout out to Jello Ball. But the keys are yours. You gotta just, like in Troy when the Mermanins are about to go hit the beach of Troy, and Achilles delivers one of the greatest. Shout out to Brad Pitt. I gotta see F1. But he delivers one of the greatest motivational speeches. You know what's beyond that beach? Immortality. Take it. It's yours. We used to watch that before games when I played basketball. I had coaches that would play that, and when I played football. And I would watch that before track meets. Win or lose, it got you fired up and hyped up. So that's the mentality, Zion. You were named Zion. You have a biblical name. You do. You have a name that means a lot. And you also are a player that means a lot. You mean a lot to this organization. And when you reach that level that we all know you're capable of, you're going to mean so much to this league. And you're going to mean so much to the fans and the people who have loved you since you were killing it out in Spartanburg in high school. Since you had, since people were rocking your jersey and declaring that you were going to be the truth. Since you were being shouted out in song by people like Fab. So, hey, I'm hyped. I am very hyped. I'll a couple more comments in that, and then yes, this video is getting long. I got on my soapbox quite a bit today. So, Mr. Hennessy Rob, my guy, ROB, hold it down. You going to Vegas for Summer League? Stay tuned. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say for that one. Ed Johnson 3885. Good morning. I just want to say you're doing an incredible job. Your positive energy is truly inspiring and will carry you far. Keep shining and staying amazing. Thank you. That's what I do it for. I do it so I can pour into others and pay it forward the way that others paid it forward for me. So, much love. Appreciate the support to you truly. Andre Batiste 6506. I've been a fan since New Orleans Jazz days. Hey, Pete Maravich. Pistol Pete! I love it. I love hearing people who were fans all the way back then. That to me is so dope. That's what it's all about though. Just that love that carries you through generations. And it's gonna all pay off when we're hoisting that Larry O'Brien trophy. Make no mistake. all that pain, there's purpose behind that pain. There is. And then the last comment I'm going to respond to, I guess, and it's a good one. My guy, Mark Semino, 4127. The biggest question to ask the fans is this a better team and players than the 49-win team? Depending on the response, everyone will have their answer. The new team has great depth at every position and scoring shouldn't be an issue. 50-win team. Mark the Shark, my man. Yes, I do think so. I think the thing is like, yeah, we had a little bit more. There was a little bit more guarantee with BI and CJ. You know, they had proven themselves as veterans, as scorers. But when you think about the long-term potential, our roster is incredibly young, hungry, and talented. So I think that this is the best roster that we've had in years. I don't even think it's crazy to say this is the best roster we've had since 2008. Truthfully. And as long as all things go together, all cylinders are clicking, we got a squad. We got a squad. And that puts the pressure on Willie. But hey, pressure busts pipes and also makes diamonds. If Willie can't get it done, someone else will, but I'm willing. See what I did there? I'm willing to see what Willie can do with this roster. See what kind of magic he can work. He's a player's coach. And we got some players on our team. We got some guys. We got a squad. But, well, goodbye. So, it's so hard to say goodbye. But hey, I ain't going nowhere. I'm not. You gonna see me again. Pelicans Daily. It's in the name. Make sure to like, share, subscribe. It's always great chopping it up with y'all, talking about those New Orleans Pelicans. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the support. Make sure to show some love to Fan Arch. They're killing the game, doing the thing, and appreciate y'all, truly. We got a lot to look forward to with Summer League. We're going to have a lot to look forward to in preseason, and when the season hits, it's so exciting. And yes, we are getting closer to that 1,000 mark. So keep going. Tell a friend. Tell all your friends who love the Pelicans to tap in, tune in. Because all I'm about is giving that love from a perspective of a lover of the game. I love this game. I eat, sleep, and breathe it. I go to sleep thinking about trades and free agent signings. So, hey, if you love the game, you're obsessed with it as much as I am, you love those Pelicans, this is the channel for you. So, y'all have a great rest of your day. Spread some love. Be positive. Things is looking up. The sun is shining.